Alright, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another NRL tipping video. My name's Cody, and today I'm here to bring you my round 20 NRL tips for 2024, along with my Game 3 preview and prediction. Game 3, an exciting decider happening in just 2 nights. Queensland, New South Wales, who will win the decider? We'll just have to wait for a moment. But before we get into our tips, if you're new around here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We are on the road to 1,700 subscribers. We only just reached 1,600 subscribers last week, so thank you all to have recently subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. But thank you all so much. But anyways, before we get into the preview of the Blues and the Maroons game, we'll just go through last week's game. Last week, been unfortunate. I only managed to get 2 out of 5 correct. Got the Titans correct, and the other game was mainly flogging the Knights. As for the ones I got wrong, I'm a dumb idiot for tipping the Tigers. I thought they would be up for the game, but obviously it wasn't to be, and they lost 58-6. And Broncos, they've lost 6 in a row now. I thought they would break it, but they were close. A late resurgence in the second half, but it was too late. They lost to the Dragons. And the other game I got wrong was my boys against the Dolphins. Dolphins were too good, and we lacked a goal kicker. So, our 5-game losing streak ended, but it is what it is. But anyways, we're on 70, I think, out of 141. That's just a little bit, one tip below 50%, but hopefully we get a better round this week, and hopefully a perfect round, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the preview and prediction of Game 3, which is happening on Wednesday night from Suncorp Stadium, kicking off at 8:05 p.m. This game is sold out as well, ladies and gentlemen, so it's going to be very packed. And well, let's just go through the first 2 games of Game 1 and 2. Game 1 was a Queensland domination. Suoliti was sent off, and he missed 4 games, which I think he's going to be 18th man for this game, because Bradman Best was a bit injury. There was an injury cloud around him, but I think Bradman Best is all good to go. Queensland won that one convincingly. I think it was 38-10. And then with Game 2, which happened in Melbourne, we bounced back. We won 38-24, I think the score was. My apologies, it was 38-18, the Game 2 score. So we have a decider, the first time since 2022. Now, Queensland won the last decider back in 2022, making it 2-1. Last year, Queensland won the first 2 games, and New South Wales won Game 3. And then the year before, in 2021, Blues won the first 2 games, and Queensland won Game 3. And Queensland have won the last 2 deciders as well. Last one back to 2020. But this is going to be an exciting game, no doubt. Both games have been 13 plus, but oh boy, did both teams got great, strong players in each squad. With that, let's go through the squad. For both, I'll start with the Queensland side, as they are the home side for this. So at fullback, Reece Walsh, Selwyn Cobbo, and Valentine Holmes are on the wings. Dane Gagai and Haparai Tabuai-Fidow, the hammer, is in the centres. Now, unfortunately, they've lost Xavier Coates to injury, so Dane Gagai comes in the centres, and Valentine Holmes switches to the wing. And Cobbo is also back for this game, which unfortunately he couldn't play Game 2 due to injury. And Murray Talangi is out with a hamstring as well, so that's why they're in the squad. The halves, the same. Tom Dearden, and the captain is Daly Cherry Evans at halfback. Reuben Cotter and Lindsay Collins are the props. Ben Hunt is the hooker, starting hooker. Kurt Capewell, Jemai Nanai in the back row. Patrick Carrigan at lock as always. The second hooker is Jersey 14, Harry Grant. Milwaukee Folawaken, Felice Kafisi, and Kalen Ponga round up the bench for Queensland side, and the reserve players are Trent Liero, Britton Pekura, and Reid Marnie. I don't know. I think Trent Liero will be the replacement player. So Britton Pekura and Reid Marnie will play for their... Well, not Reid Marnie, but Britton Pekura will go back to the Titans later in the week. Now, for the Blues. Now, before I clarify, it does say on here that Luke Keary is in the reserves at number 20. Unfortunately, he is injured, so Suoliti has come in and has replaced him. But let's go for the blue side, shall we? Now, fullback Dylan Edwards. Your wingers are Brian Tott and Zach Lomax. Now, the centres, unfortunately, Latrell Mitchell got injured in the Rabbitohs game a few weeks back. He has a loosely fit injury. Luckily, he's doesn't need surgery, so he's out till round 22, I think it is. So he'll be back for round 23. So Braden Best gets recalled at left centre after playing a great game 3 last year. Stephen Crichton's the other centre. Jerome Luai and Mitchell Moses are the halves once again. Jake Trbojevic and Payne Haas are the props. Reece Robson at hooker. Liam Martin, Angus Crichton in the back row. Karen Murray at lock. Connor Watson, Isaiah Yeo. Mitchell Barnett has been called into the squad after he's been left out for the last 2 games. Because Hamala Olokalari got dropped, and he did play for Manly last week, so he's on the reserves here, but he won't be playing regardless. And Spencer Lini rounds up the bench for the Blues, and the other players on the reserves are, of course, Homole is there, but he won't play. Matt Burton's the replacement player, or it will be still. We'll have to wait and see. And the coaches for both, obviously, they're the same. Billy Slater, the Queensland coach, and Michael Maguire, the New South Wales coach. And the referees for this game, Grant Atkins is in the bunker, and Ashley Klein referees the third and final game, which is no surprise considering he refereed the first 2. But there you go, there's both the squads and the referees for the game. Who do I have winning this one? Well, no doubt it's going to be a bit tough for New South Wales to win in Suncorp. I think the last time the Blues won a decider in Queensland was in 2005. Been 19 long years. But, as for that, this game's going to be very competitive. I think the Blues will win with the forward pack. I think they've got a stronger forward pack than the Queensland side, in my opinion. But Blues to win this one, 1-12. Blues to win by 8. Scoreline, we will go... I think it'll be 1-12. We'll go 28-24 by 4 points. And my man of the match, my man of the series in general, I'm going to give it... Let's go... I'm going to go bold here. Let's go Payne Haas. I reckon he's going to have a standout game. I know the Broncos are doing shit at the moment, but I think he will be my man. I think he will be my man of the match. That's a bit bold, but it is what it is. So let's go, you mighty Blues. Let's win on Wednesday. Let's win our first decider since 2019. Let's win this. Alrighty, so with the preview of Game 3 out of the way, after Game 3 is completed, we are on to the race of the finals. I'll say this, the Tigers and the Eels are out of finals contention. They are no way making it. They're on 4 wins, I think 12 losses for both teams, or 13 for the Tigers case. But they cannot make it. Everyone else above them, they still have a chance. Now, let's get through the first game, kicking off at 8 p.m. on Friday. The only Friday game, for that matter. We're going to the nation's capital once again. It is the 11th place Canberra Raiders taking on the 12th place New Zealand Warriors from GIO Stadium, kicking off at 8 p.m. on the Friday. Warriors and both teams are coming off the bye last week. The week before, though, fortunately, the Raiders continue their losing streak. I think it's now 4 or 5 in a row. They lost to the Knights. They did come back in the second half, but it was too late. They lost 16-12. As for the Warriors, unfortunately, they lost controversially in a great golden point thrill against the Bulldogs, losing by 1 point, 13-12 from the Matt Burton field goal. So it was a bit controversial to win, but it was still an enjoyable game regardless. And Warriors were up for that one. It was almost a second draw of the season, which is nuts. But anyway, we move on though. So at the moment, the Warriors are the favourites at $1.80, and the Raiders are outsiders at $2.05. In the past 10 games between the two, Warriors have won 6 of the last 10, which includes winning the last 3 and winning 4 of the last 5 games. Also, the Warriors have won 3 of the last 5 games at GIO Stadium and winning the last game between the two there, which was last year with the Warriors thrashing them 36-14. So for this game, who do I have winning? It's iffy. Both teams are just around the outside of the top 8, looking to make the top 8. But for this one, now Jamal Fogarty is expected to be back for the Raiders, and Warriors should get a few players back. But with that said, I will back the Warriors. I think they were a bit unlucky not to win against the Dogs 2 weeks ago, but they're fresh off their second bye. I think Raiders will give them a game, and the games have been decided mostly by 1-12 in the last few games between the two. But I will go to Warriors to win this one 1-12. They'll win by 8. Scoreline will go 22-14. Try scorers for both. We'll go Jordan Rapana for the Raiders, and the Warriors, we will go, I think DWZ will be clear to play, so we'll go Daniel Watani-Lisiak. So Wires to win this one. Alrighty, now we move on to the first of our 3 games on Saturday. Super Saturday, kicking off at 3 p.m. from Industry Group Stadium on the Central Coast. We have my boys, the South Sydney Rabbitohs, who are back down in the bottom 4 in 15th, taking place against the still last place, 17th place, West Tigers. Now, last week, both teams coming off losses. Tigers getting demolished against the Sharks, 58-6. Thought they would have a better game than that, honestly, but fortunately, it wasn't the way to be. As for my boys, unfortunately, we lost to the Dolphins. Our 5-game winning streak, came to an end to the Dolphins, but we came back in the second half, but it was a bit too late. We didn't have a goal kicker. Cody Walker missed all of his goals, and we only got 2 out of 6 conversions, which is terrible. But we move on. This will be another interesting game, but it is what it is. At the moment, Rabbitohs are the favourites at $1.27, and the Tigers at $3.80. In the past 10 games between the two, we have had the wood over the Tigers. We have won 8 of the last 10, which includes winning 8 of the last 11 games, and we have won 7 of our last 8 against the Tigers as well. The last time the Tigers won against us was in 2022, where they beat us at Combank Stadium by 1 point field goal. I think that was from Jackson Hastings, 23-22. And this is also the first time we are playing each other Industry Group Stadium, funny enough. And this is our first time we've played at Industry Groups or Central Coast Stadium since 2022. We beat the Sea Eagles in that one, 40-22, and I was at that game, which was one of my first vlogs of when I started, when I still new around the NRL scene. But and of course, I will be attending this one. This will be the first game I've attended since round 18. Obviously, didn't go to a game last week, but I will be going to the game on Saturday. It will make my travel a lot better, at least. It's only like a 20-minute drive to the stadium, so not too bad for me. A lot more easier for me to travel compared to other games, obviously. But it's great that we're taking a home game to Gosford. I'd like to see that happen again next year. Anyways, Rabbits to win this one, 13+. Rabbitohs to win by 18. Scoreline, I'm going to go 36-18, so I think the Tigers will score something at least in this game. For some reason, Tigers seem to give us a game at times as well, so Rabbits to win, 13+. Try scores for both. We'll go Jai Gray to score, and for the Tigers, we'll go Adam Dewey to score. So let's go, you boys. And if you guys are at the game, I'll probably see you there. Anyways, up the Rabbits, 13+. Alrighty, now we move on to the second game of Super Saturday, kicking off at 5:30 p.m. at McDonald Jones Stadium up in Newcastle. We have the 10th place Newcastle Knights taking on the 13th place Brisbane Broncos. Now, unfortunately, the Knights got flogged against Manly on Sunday. Against Manly, 44-6. They only just managed to get a try in there somehow. And the Broncos, what the hell has happened to them? They've fallen off a cliff. I mean, no shock there. I mean, they made the grand final and they're still losing. They haven't won since Magic Round. That's ridiculous. And it's going to get worse for them. They've got quite a tough few games coming up ahead, especially in the last few rounds. But anyway, getting a bit off sidetrack there. Broncos are shockingly the favourites at $1.62, and the Knights are at $2.30 outsiders. In the past 10 between the two, Brisbane have won 6 of the last 10, which includes winning the last 4 games in a row. But before that, Knights won the previous 4 games between 2018 and 2021. But interesting. So the last time the Knights won against the Broncos was in 2021 at Suncorp, where they won 28-20 against the Broncos. And Broncos have also won 2 of the last 4 games at McDonald Jones. The last time they won here was back in 2022, where the Broncos won 36-12. Last time the Knights won against the Broncos in Newey was in 2019, where they won 26-12. So this game can go either way, but Broncos are more desperate for the win. However, depending on who backs up, I would assume, given both circumstances for both teams, looking to make the 8 still. I would expect all players to back up, depending on if they make it through for game 3 or not through injury. But we'll just have to wait and see for this one. As much as I know they got belted on Sunday, but they're back at home. I will back the Knights for this one. Sorry, I don't know why I said Sharks there. I'll go the Knights to win by 2. Scoreline 24-22. Try scorers for both. We'll go Greg Marzhew for the Knights, and for the Broncos, we'll go Corey. No. We'll go Kutoni Staggs. So Knights to win by 2. Alrighty, now we move on to the final Saturday game, kicking off at 7:35 p.m. at Amy Park. We have a top 4 blockbuster. I guess you can say the game of the round. And a bit of a rivalry game between the two, as in premierships and minor premierships. We have the first place Melbourne Storm taking on the third place Sydney Roosters from Amy Park. Now, both teams are coming off the bye. Storm last out beat the West Tigers, winning 40-28. And the Roosters in Jared Warringah-Hargraves game, where he's the most capped player for the Roosters of all time now. They destroyed the Dragons 42-12. So, interesting to see where both teams are at the moment, but this game is so decided for who to tip in that. To my surprise, the Roosters are favourites at $1.85, and the Storm are outsiders at $2. In the past 10 between the two, get this, Melbourne have won 9 of the last 10, which includes winning the last 4 games in a row. The last time the Roosters won against Melbourne, which was at Amy Park as well, funny enough, Roosters won 18-14. If you want to go further than that, Melbourne have won 10 of the last 13 games dating back to 2018, back to the 2018 Grand Final. And geez, these two always have cunning games between the two. Especially the last 2 games have been decided by less than 6 points, which includes the finals game between the two last year. Anyway, who do I have winning this one? This one, I think it's going to be the hardest game to predict, depending on who will back up and stuff, and from injury and stuff. Now, if Suliti doesn't play for Game 3, he will be playing his first game. since Game 1 Origin on Saturday night against the Storm. So it'll be interesting to see how this will go. My tip, been thinking this through, but Roosters can win 30 plus. Melbourne can't. Melbourne still find a way to win. I'm going to Roosters to win this one. As much as I hate it, can't stand both of these clubs, but I will back the Roosters, and I think they will get a win at Amy Park. So Roosters to win by 4. Scoreline will go 20-16. Try scores for both. We'll go Daniel Tupou for the Roosters, and for the Storm, we're going to go bold here. Let's go Nelson Salamona to score. So this will be game of the round, no doubt. Roosters to win by 4. Now we move on to the last 3 games of round 20 on Sunday ticket. The first game kicking off at 2 p.m. at Bluebet Stadium. We have another top 8 clash. This time we have the second place Penrith Panthers taking on the 6th place Dolphins. Now Penrith are coming off their third and final bye last week. The week before, Penrith won against the Broncos 2 weeks ago in the second grand final rematch, winning 14 points to 6 in a bit of a slow-paced game, but good defence from Panthers. And as for the Dolphins, they beat my team last week. They won 36-28 against the Rabbitohs. Good on them for winning. They were the better team, obviously, but that second half was a bit scary for them. But it is what it is now. Obviously, the Panthers are the favourites at $1.22, and the Dolphins at $4.30. And there's only been one game between the two, and that was back in last year, around the same time period, funny enough. Penrith won 24-14, and that was at KO Stadium. So Dolphins will also be playing their final game in Sydney for the year, which is ridiculous, unless the finals, of course, if they still remain in the top 8, but we'll wait and see by then. But anyways, for this game, Origin players should expect the backup. I will take Penrith to win this one 1-12. I think the Dolphins will give them a game. So Panthers to win by 6. Scoreline, will go 18-12. Try scores for both. We will go. I think Nathan Cleary will return for this game. So Nathan Cleary to go over, and for the Dolphins, we'll go to Hammer. I would assume he would back up. So Panthers to win 1-12. All right, now we move on to our next game on Sunday, kicking off at 4:05 p.m. at the 4 Pines Park in Brookvale. We have the 7th place Manly Warringah Sea Eagles taking on the 14th place Gold Coast Titans, the second incarnation of the Des Hasler Cup, to be fair. Last week, Titans winning 3 in a row, this time beating the Eagles 24-16 in a terrible game. And as for Manly, destroying the Knights, 44 points to 6 at Brookie last week. Good win. And with Turbo at fullback, I think that was an enjoyable performance by Turbo. Set up a few tries and scoring a try of his own. Manly are favourites at $1.35, and Gold Coast are outsiders at $3.23. Now, this will be the second game between the two when it comes to Des Hasler. Manly won the earlier game back in April, winning 34-30 in a high-scoring affair. And they were very lucky to win that one. In the past 10 games between the two, it has been 5 games apiece. However, Gold Coast have actually got a good record at 4 Pines Park, funny enough. They've won 4 of the last 5 games played against Manly there. With Manly's last win against the Titans there was in 2022, 26-18. But before then, if you want to go past the last time Manly won at 4 Pines Park against them, was back in 2000, before 2022, back in 2013. Which is nuts to hear about, but there you go. But for this one, obviously, I'm going to back Manly to win this one, 13 plus. Scoreline will go by 16s. We'll go 28-12. I know Titans have found some form recently, but I think Manly will crunch it. And this will be the last game the Titans can make the 8. If they lose this one, they cannot make it whatsoever. So, Mainly to win this one. Try scorers, we'll go Tom Dvojevic once again. For the Titans, we will go Jaden Campbell to score. So mainly to win 30 plus. Alrighty, now we move on to the last and final game of round 20. We have kicking off at 6:15 p.m. We have another top 8 battle. So 3 top 8 clashes this week, which is a rarity. Anyways, currently in 8th place, the North Queensland Cowboys from Queensland Country Bank Stadium taking on the high-rising 5th place Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are coming off by last week. The week before, they beat the Titans they beat the Warriors, in Golden Point 13-12, remaining undefeated at home games out of core. And as for the Cowboys, fortunately, they're coming off their second bye, and they lost in Golden Point in a great game against Manly, 21-20, I think the score was. And fortunately, they just lost that game, but it was still a great game from the Cowboys regardless. At the moment, the outsiders are the Dogs at $2, and the Cowboys are favourites at $1.85, which is interesting to say. So you would expect the players to back up for this one, and I'm hoping so. In the past 10 between the two, Cowboys have won 6 of the last 10 games, which includes winning 3 of the last 5. However, in the past 4 games between the two, it has gone loss, win, loss, win. And this will also be the first time these two will clash this year. These two will clash in the last round as well. And also, it is 1 game apiece between the two at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, with the Cowboys winning the first one in 2021, and the Dogs winning the other one in 2022, 6 points to 4, and the other game 30 points to 18. So who do I have winning this one? This one can go either way, but depending on origin. But I feel like the Dogs can. I think the Dogs will win this one. Honestly, I was going to go Cowboys, but depending on if all players back up, then what we saw a few weeks back when they did back up and play, I think that was round 18. They didn't win, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I will back the Bulldogs to win this one by 4. Scoreline will go 22-18. Try scorers for both. We'll go Jacob Carraz for the Dogs and Scott Drinkwater for the Bulldogs. And as for the buys this week, this is the last round. There's multiple teams with buys. Dragons having their last buy. So is the Sharks and the Eagles as well having their final buy of the year. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this will wrap up my 2024 round 20 tips, and along with my game 3 preview and prediction. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss out when I post a new video. Anyways, guys, I'm getting out of here. Get your snacks and food ready for Game 3. It's going to be massive. I will be live streaming on Wednesday as well. And I will be doing a vlog for the Saturday between the Rabbitohs and the Tigers. So I've got a big week up ahead. Anyways, guys, I'm getting out of here. See you on the next one. And let's go to Blues and let's win. Let's get our win back, you mighty bunnies. Let's go.